Hello everyone, my name is John Bussard. I'm an HPE Business Transformation Center engineer for Ingram Micro. I help support HPE servers, blade systems, storage, as well as Aruba networking technology solutions. In my videos, what I like to do is show you a slide from a popular PowerPoint and then demonstrate to you what that means within a management context. Today, we're going to continue on our discussion with HPE's Alletra-based storage solutions. We're going to talk about some of the similarities and some of the differences between the Alletra and the existing storage solutions. And that's why I have this slide up here showing you all the HP portfolio. Now, when I talk about Alletra and talk about the existing solutions, what I'm really talking about is the Primera as well as Nimble-based storage solutions. And when we talk about Nimble, that also includes the DHCI-based solutions. So if you don't know what DHCI is, it's a hyperconverged infrastructure that doesn't necessarily rely on software-defined storage, the limitations of software-defined storage found within traditional hyperconverged environment. That's what the D stands for in DHCI. It's disaggregated hyperconverged environment, and it has a physical Nimble, or in our case, Alletra array on the back end of that solution. All right, so again, I want to talk about what's similar and what's differences. So when I think about an Alletra, what I want you to think about is an NVMe first-based approach to storage. When we look at traditional storage that's out there, what they've done is they've connected flash media to a SAS bus, and that's done us well for a long time. But what we're finding out now is the SAS bus is really the limiting factor as far as performance, as far as our flash-based storage, right? And if we can connect that to an NVMe bus, right, we'll increase performance as well as lower latency within our infrastructure. Right? Another thing I want you to think of with the Alletra-based solutions is a cloud-first approach to managing these solutions. Right, and we're going to look at that through the Data Services Cloud Console. I'm going to give you a brief view on it today. I'm going to have a more elaborate video on the Data Services Cloud Console. But today, like I said, I want to talk about the similarities and differences. Just because you've been doing maybe HPE storage for a while or been watching my videos for a while, what you've learned in the past is still applicable when we look at the Alletra-based solutions from a local management perspective. For example, an Alletra 9000, its local management context closely resembles that of a Primera-based solution. And when we talk about the Alletra 6000 based systems, its local management interface closely resembles that of a Nimble storage solution. So there's a lot of similarities and some differences that we're going to look at as a part of this video. So with all that being said, let's explore these management contexts. Okay, I'm logged into my Alletra array, but if you've done Nimble Manage It or if you followed my videos, you'll see this looks very much like a Nimble-based array, right? So I could go in, create a volume here. Right? I could look at a particular volume, get more metrics out of it. Right? We're under data storage here. Right? So this looks very similar to my Nimble array over here. So we're in a Nimble storage. Right? So this management context is the same. And we could move across. We could look at hardware in our environment. Right? We could look under monitor, maybe performance. Right? These are all the same menu interfaces. We could even look under administration and VMware integration. Now this is an Alletra DHCI solution, right? But again, these contexts are similar. And you can see my VMware environment that's been integrated. We could add another vCenter server here if we wanted to. Right? But more importantly, even the plugin is similar between these solutions as well. So if I go up inside my vCenter environment, you can see there's my Alletra cluster here. If I right-click on this context and look at the plugin, you can see they've even changed the name of the plugin. It now says Alletra 6000 and Nimble Storage Actions. And from this context, we could create a data store, whether it's vVols or VMFS. We can mount a data store, things like that. All right, we could also look in the data storage context. Maybe I'll select this volume here. All right, and we can click on here, and then again we can go look at the plugin. You can see we do similar things. The plugin, delete, clone, grow, take a snapshot, those type of things. Even the menuing under monitor is the same, so we can look at performance. Right? We can look under configure, and then we can see the snapshots. Right? And this is the same. Right? And like I had mentioned, my Alletra is a DHCI solution, so we could even look at the DHCI specific context and notice it is the same as well. So if I go over here, go down to the plugin, select the array, and we could see all the DHCI specific context. So we could see IOPS throughput. Right over here, we could see CPU utilization across my ESX hosts. We can even go under inventory and select servers. And we could see our ProLiant servers over here. And I could springboard into the ILO interface as I wanted to. Right, we could start moving into cloud-based solutions, things like InfoSight. So I have that over here, and we're actually under the HP Alletra 6000 and Nimble storage context. But if I check the drop-down, I look over here, we'll also see that there's a category for HP Alletra 9000 Primera and 3-bar based solutions. All right, so they're grouping those together as well. But if we look under this context, we'll see all my Nimble arrays, including the Alletra right here. All right, so this view is the same. If I go select this menu, we'll go back under this context. We'll see there's my Nimble Storage DHCI solutions. I'll select that because, again, I have a Nimble DHCI based Alletra solution. But here we can see the Alletra solution alongside the solution I have built off an AF40. All right, so those are both here as well. As a matter of fact, if I dig into the Alletra solution, all right, we'll see its familiar context. So we see the CPU utilization, top VM, average latency, wellness of my servers, as well as the storage. Right? Everything that we're familiar with. Right, so from a cloud perspective, when I say there's a cloud-first approach, what I really mean is this. And this is the Data Services Cloud Console. In particular, we're under Data Ops Manager. Now, I'm going to do a more in-depth video on the solution, so I just want to give you a taste of what we're working at here. So with local management, right, I need a VPN connection into each one of these solutions, all right, or I have to be local to that solution. All right, with the Data Services Cloud Console, there's a safe and secure connection. You can certainly enable multi-factor authentication. It's very easy, right? So manage it as safe and secure, right, holistically. So I could have these solutions across the globe, across the entire United States, and I could manage this through this one management context, again, without having that VPN context. And you can see, I can see things like capacity, volumes, and systems. And here's where the plot kind of thickens a little bit. You can see here's my Alletra-based solution, but we can see we have a Primera-based solution as well as a DHCI solution over here. So that'd be my AF40, right? So with an Alletra-based system, when you purchase that, you're going to get access to the Data Services Cloud Console, right? And as you renew your support, you're also going to get the Data Services Cloud Console access to this. Right. Another interesting piece is we can also bring in our existing Primera and Nimble solutions. And I'll show you a little bit on how that's done as well. But think about this for a second, that I can manage all these solutions from this centralized management interface. If I look at a Primera-based solution, right, it manages through this context, which is a completely different interface as opposed to my Nimble array or my Alletra-based array. Right, but I can manage them through a similar interface from within the cloud. So there's no learning curve of learning each one of these different local management interfaces. Not that they're all that hard, right? But why not manage them holistically through the cloud, leverage the cloud for what it's good for. Right, so I can do that type of management. Now, to add your existing Primera as well as your Nimble systems, you're going to have the latest versions of firmware. And if you go under Nimble, you go down to Settings, and then Telemetry. Right, you'll see down here, you'll see I have the Data Services Cloud Console. And you'll have to, pardon me, I have my subscription key kind of blotted out, right, because you'll need that key to be able to add inside the Data Services Cloud Console in order to bring this array inside the environment. If I go under Configure, right, to really do this, I'll just enable the service and save, and I'll be able to go ahead and do that. Now, from a Nimble array perspective, right, the way I would set that up is I would go under Administration, and then Customization, You'll see with the latest firmware, I have the Data Services Cloud Console over here. And again, you'll see my subscription key is kind of blotted out, right? But all I have to do is kind of tick the switch, right? I'll get the subscription key, add that into the Data Services Cloud Console, and I can bring this on in and manage this holistically. So again, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the Data Services Cloud Console and its management characteristics. Right? But again, I'll save that for another video. But with all that kind of being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for our following videos.